second main topic um, is about two Sony Marvel movies being announced. This comes from Aaron Couch over at I don't know, is he Sony or Hollywood Reporter? I'm not sure, but I know he's one of those. Yeah, Hollywood Reporter. He says Sony has added two untitled Marvel movies to the calendar, June of 2023 and October 6th of 2023. It already had Craven the Hunter, which will be played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, who plays Quicksilver in Age of Ultron, on the calendar for January of 2023. Alex, got any thoughts?
Before we get into this, I have a question. Is Moon Knight coming out next year or in 2023?
Next year.
Okay, I thought it got, for some reason, I thought it was 2023. I'm excited. More Marvel movies, the better. I know it's really weird right now where Star Wars, Marvel stands right now because we kind of are at this weird thing where, you know, is technically now every single Marvel movie going to start becoming MCU canon and whatnot? I don't know. I don't know what these movies could be. I saw one of the replies where MCU Spider-Man 4 and Venom 3. I think honestly those are the more likely candidates. Except Spider-Man 4. Venom 3 for sure, but not Spider-Man 4.
Okay, so my overall thoughts on this is excited about the Sony verse. Sony expanded out these characters. Obviously, Venom, I wasn't a huge fan of the first one. Liked the second one a lot more. Really excited to see what they did with them in the MCU and subsequently Venom 3, which I think is that October 6th date. They love having Venom in October. The first one was in October. The second one was obviously in October. So it would make sense for the first week of October of 2023 to be reserved for Venom 3, which I think will be the big fight between Tom Holland's Spider-Man and his Venom, Tom Hardy's Venom. The other movie, I don't think it's Spider-Man 4. That feels too soon. I think you would agree on that, right?
And Tom Holland said that he's taking a break from Spider-Man after No Way Home.
Right. Yeah, it would. So, like, Venom 3 would make sense for Tom's return.
Yeah.
Just not his own Spider-Man film. Like, he's not the main character. So
yeah, it's also weird because here's the thing: is that we know Tom is locked down for one more big crossover or one more big team-up movie. So where that could take place in another Avengers 5 or whatever, who knows?
But it doesn't matter for Venom, obviously, because it's Sony, so they just own it, which is beneficial to Sony.
Well, not even that. I mean, with Venom being part of the MCU, technically, and I think honestly, if you think about it, this was honestly Disney's kind of workaround for that contract with Tom, is that you can say because of the multiverse being open, sure, any movie that Sony makes, it's just going to be subjugated into the MCU now.
Right, and you can bring those Sony characters like we did with Venom into the MCU. Morbius might be outside. You might bring him in, or he's already in the universe because we see Michael Keaton's Vulture in the trailer. So,
we talked about this earlier. Sony and Disney's relationship, they're on mutual terms. Like, they are, at this point, brother-sister companies.
Absolutely. Like, you know why Sony is smart for doing it? Because it makes you more money if it's part of the MCU. Absolutely.
Not only that, again, we see like Sony basically told Disney to take the wheels of Spider-Man or take the wheel of Spider-Man. We literally see Disney let them use Wolverine for a game. Like, it's a trust thing. Honestly, they trust each other now, which is a huge thing because that could mean we could get more than just Peter Parker. We could get Miles Morales. We got a tease of Miles Morales in a deleted scene for Homecoming. So it's like we could be on the verge of some huge things for this, crossover between these two companies. Again, it's so much so that instead of Sony making their own streaming service, they're putting everything they have on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm. And it makes a lot of sense if it's going to be part of the MCU. And I just think Sony realizes that, like, obviously they'd make a shitload of money with Spider-Man solo films, but like if you could have your other Spider-Man associated characters in that bigger universe, you gotta make more money with those solo films if they play a significant role in a larger
Yeah,
universe. It just makes
literally,
more sense.
look how much money Homecoming made just because of 8 minutes of Robert Downey Jr. in it.
Right, and look at Venom 2. Venom 2 was the highest grossing movie since the pandemic. Venom
Lit-
2.
Literally, I'll be honest, it's not a very good movie. It's not a very good movie.
Well, no, it's not a movie that, well, I like it. It's not a movie you would suspect to be the highest grossing film of a year for opening weekend.
No,
Um,
definitely not.
yeah, so like that's all fantastic. I think the other movie, I was just looking at the replies and reading stuff from Hollywood Trade. So there were two movies that I had in mind. So Olivia Wade said that she was directing a Spider-Man movie, and people think it's Spider-Woman. That was reported a couple of years ago by the Hollywood Trades, and then there was another one from the Hollywood Trades. I think it was the Hollywood Reporter that reported on Madame Webb. Now, to give a background on Madame Webb, she's like a, a spider leader who basically connects the Spider-Men from other universes to each other. So I think what a that's what the other movie is going to be, because I don't think it could be Morbius 2. I think that's too soon.
Yeah.
And I don't think it could be Spider-Man 4. So like Alex, what do you think about like a Spider-Woman or a Madam Web type of thing? What do you think about that? Because that's interesting.
I'm down for anything right now. So I don't know. I'm not hugely into those characters, so I'll take anything right now. It's like I said, the more Marvel, the better, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
I don't care in what form we get it. I'm
Yeah.
just now. I'm just nervous about the Eternals now.
Right. We'll talk about that next week. So that the Spider-Woman and Madam Web was a perfect segue into our final topic. We got some images, guys, from
More.
Empire magazine for Spider-Man No Way Home. But before we get into that, the question is for you guys. What do you guys think about Sony announcing two Marvel movies for 2023 besides Craven the Hunter? What do you think they'll be, and like how important do you think they'll be to the Sonyverse and the overall MCU?